Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, it's for another student. She said she couldn't make it. She still wanted to, even though I teach her myself anyway. I'm like, girl, we're gonna go over this Monday. Like, oh, but okay, okay. All right. So I was going to zip one of my own jobs and send them to you guys, so you know how to open and close a job, because wouldn't that be helpful? Especially if you're going to scope for somebody or proof for somebody. You would get to know the back end of Case Catalyst. So let me see if I can zip the file, back one up. If you would like to follow along, that's one of the things that I would like for you to learn is how to open a Case Catalyst. Let me see if I can throw it in here. I don't know if I can throw it in here. You used to be able to with attorneys, you could just throw something in the chat as a file. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if you check the chat, there is a job in there. It's a hearing. It's not the same as a deposition, it's a hearing. And if you would like, you can download that file from the chat function and I can teach you how to open it, close it. We can look at it and we can figure out what we are looking at. And I can teach you some hotkeys within that job. So we're actually working with something and not with nothing. Nobody wants to open a blank file. That is a real job that I did actually a few days ago. This is what it looks like. Transcript of, this is all of the motions that they went over. Yep, you have to put them on the front of the transcript so that the attorneys, it makes their life easier. One of the things that I like to do when I give some students some transcripts and they don't know what they're looking at, they have a question for me. All you have to do, oh, this isn't even done yet. Okay, all you have to do, double click that word, highlight it, whatever you want to do. Some computers you have to hit FN first. It might be on the lower part of your keyboard. But for me, all I have to do is hit F4. But for you, you might have to hit FN first, then F4. Oh. What that does is I can start up here. I can be like, okay, where does she want me to look? I can hit F8. I'm going to jump right to that cool little function she wanted me to look at. Listen, if I'm going too fast, if I'm going too slow, if you just don't like looking at me anymore, jump in and let me know. I don't want to go too fast for anybody. I'm not an expert here. A handy dandy function.
Hey, Brooke, sorry to stop you. Do you mind teaching us how to open this zip file within Case Cat?
I'm sorry, I completely.
Sorry, I don't even know how to do that.
I put it in there and I was like, okay, let's get started. Okay, so what you want to do is download it from your email. I'm not going to do that part because I didn't email it to myself. So download it from your email. It should be in your downloads folder. It should look like a folder down here like this. I have a PC. I don't know about Mac, but it should be wherever your downloads folder is on your computer. It should say downloads. Go ahead and open it up. So, well, I guess I'll just download a random job here that I sent myself once upon a time. So here's a job. I'm going to open it up from my downloads folder, double click it. Actually, somebody sent me this. And it should look something like this. This is your it's labeled right here by type. So you don't have, it's not like I sent you like a PDF document or something like that. It's a transcript is a bunch of things in one. So if I say, hey, I just want to see your TXT file, you're just going to send me this. Or if I say, I want to see what your dictionary was with this job because I want to steal your dictionary, I'm going to send you this. And then the rest of the stuff, it's kind of what makes up the bones of the transcript. That's not really anything in particular. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna see all of that. Man, it got hot quick. Select all of it, however you want to select all of it. What I do is I click one, hit shift, click the last one. You copy it, you hit Control C, copy it, or you can copy like this. Go over to, I have it pinned right here and I can teach you how to do that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and show you how to do it. You go into your computer. It should be your C drive right here. Your personal computer. It should say C. Go into your Cat 4 because that's your Case Catalyst. The rest of this is other stuff on your computer that has nothing to do with Case Catalyst. You're going to go to Cat 4. Maybe you don't have all of this stuff because you have a student version. That's fine. It's not a big deal. I don't even know what most of this stuff is. But you do have what's called a user. It's in alphabetical order. It should be towards the U's. USR, it's called user. Double click it. Some people have multiple users. I know I do on my laptop. I'm not using my laptop right now. Sometimes I have Brooke Cruise, sometimes I have Brooke A Cruise. Sometimes I've just got different folders here. Click the one that you want to put this job in, the user file that you want to use. Double click it. Control V like Victor. I already have this job in my Case Catalyst, but just go ahead and copy and paste your job into this Case Catalyst. I already have this job in here, like I said. For anybody that didn't understand that, no worries. Open your Case Catalyst. Go up here to the restore option. It should look like a little filing cabinet. Click it. Go over here to your downloads. Wherever you find your downloads, maybe it's not pinned right here, but wherever you find your downloads, is it in your computer? Where is it? It's your computer. Go into your downloads folder. Boom. Open it up. I don't think I can open anything in here that maybe I can. Yeah, okay, so let me just open this random job. Boom, there it is. I restored it. I restored the job from my downloads folder into my Case Cat. I showed you the short way and the long way. Sometimes you can't always use the short way. Sometimes you have to know how to do things the long way too. It's not unhelpful.
So, when I click to download, and this is my absolute kryptonite of technology, is zip files. It says that I have to download like WinZip, like a program to open a zip file. So it won't let me open it to even see like the sub files or anything like that with a zip file.
Can you drag the zip file onto your desktop from your downloads folder?
Oh, yeah, and it says the same thing when I double click on it.
Your email.
Is that weird?
The thing is it just doesn't recognize. Sometimes maybe you can't open a Case Catalyst, a zip file in your Case Catalyst. Sometimes I have to drag it onto my desktop and then unzip it. I have to do what's called extract all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar now. Okay, because I've gone through this before. I just can never remember, and zip files stress me out. So, okay.
Sometimes I
I'll
can't.
try that.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I was gonna email it to you, but no worries. So yeah, you could just drag it on. Sometimes I have to do that. It depends on what mood Case Catalyst is in. But I can do it both ways. I can, so I'll do it for you. I'll extract all. I'm gonna extract it to my desktop because the reason I know it says desktop, that's where it's gonna go. Extract it. Now Case Catalyst knows what to do with an unzipped file. Now it's like, okay, we can work together. I'm still gonna do the same thing that I showed you though, and I'll do it actually. Okay, so I extracted it. Let me show you again. Put this in my, yes, yes to all. Put it in there. Okay, so I'll show you again. So you take your restore function after you got done extracting your file, restore it. I'm gonna go to my desktop because that's where it's at. Rus, my unzipped Rus file. Or not. Hi, good morning. All right, where is my Rust stuff at? There it is. So you just take your, no, you're good. Try that foundation. Copy it. Go into your Case Catalyst, Cat 4, user. My username right here. Control V or paste, whatever you want to use. You put it in there. Let's say you only want to put certain stuff in here, not every single selected blue, you just want to put certain stuff in here. Your whole transcript isn't going to pop up because you need all of this to make one whole transcript. That's just kind of, I can send you just my notes, or I can send you just the PDF or just a dictionary, but all of it together makes one transcript. If I pull up like just my dictionary, literally just my dictionary is going to pop up, not the transcript. Okay, so you open that file. You can use a little adjustment thingy here. Can you see your notes? Can you not see your notes? One cool thing that I like to do at least every couple months is change my vertical notes font. You just right click on it, vertical notes font, and then have the time of your life over here. You can spend at least an hour. Like, what do you want it to look like? Do you want it to look like this in italic? I don't know. It's whatever your heart tells you. And you can change it however you want it to look. Mine look one way, my mother's looks a different way. Not really that important. Let's say I don't want to look at my notes anymore. I just want to look at my transcript. All I want to do is proofread my transcript. Control N like notes. Control N like notes. Let's say you hit Control N and you're like, where is it? I forgot the hotkey for it. I don't know what I did. You look up here. It says vertical notes. And you don't even have to pull up this job. You can pull up a practice file and still use a practice file. You don't have to use this job, but it's still the same thing up here. It says vertical notes. Click it. Let's say you don't want it to disappear. Here's a little thumbtack thingy. It'll thumbtack it to the side. So it's like a little tabs for your planner. You can pull it up. You can pull up whatever you want to look at. And we're going to go over these tabs here in a second. So that's a hotkey. Control N will pull up and pull down your notes. F8 for those that kind of forgot. Highlight something you want me to look at. FN maybe, who knows, but F4, oh. I'm going to start up here. Where'd she want me to look? I don't know, let me see. F8, oh, there it is. She wasn't sure. All right. Let's say I want to get rid of this scan stop right here. I'm tired of it being blue. I already figured it out. Start at the beginning of the word right here. Click enter. I already figured it out. We can get rid of it now. I want to look for, I want to define a job. I don't think I have any undefineds in here. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, so maybe, I think I already went through this transcript, but let's say I want to define something, I don't know, this came up as an undefined. I want to throw it in my personal dictionary, my control D. That's how I'm gonna put it in my personal, that's how I'm gonna put it in my personal dictionary, is by hitting Control D. That's your personal, that's where everything goes. That's how you build your dictionary, is Control D, personal dictionary. But let's say I don't want it to go in my personal dictionary. I want it to go in my job dictionary just for this Rust job, or just for this practice file for my RPR. It's not gonna, I'm taking my official RPR test and they're talking about kindergartners. But I don't want this job. I don't want this word to go in my personal dictionary. I want to go just for this job, or just for this test, or just for this file. Control J for job. And then you don't want to ever hit E define, because that's pretty, you're gonna have to do a lot to get rid of it. E define means that how I wrote Grant in lowercase, in steno, that's how it's always going to come up. So if I write it in caps anywhere else, it's gonna automatically go back to undercase, and it's kind of permanent. Don't really hit Control E unless you know what you're doing. All you want to really think about is Control D and Control J.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So when you highlighted good, do you do that before, like while you're writing, or do you do it like in a quick hurry up? I need to remember that if I'm asking
No, I understand
that.
what you're saying.
Okay.
No, you don't do, it's called a scan stop. I just say mark it in blue because that's how my mother's always said it. But I mark it as a scan stop. And the reason I know it's called a scan stop is because it says it down here in the behind the scenes of my transcript. See?
Okay.
It's called scan stop. I don't do
So
it on.
Oh, so you can't add it on like the machine. You have to do it personally,
I'm sure you,
like when you're scoping it, you know?
I'm sure you could. While you're scoping it, you could, but while I'm in the job, like I'm literally in front of the witness doing my thing,
Okay.
no, I'm not going to. But when I give it to my scopist and she's looking at it and she's reading it and going through it with the audio, she can mark my scan stops for me to look at later. She does that all the time. And I know exactly what she's talking. Sometimes she won't even write the words. Sometimes she'll just write, what does this person say? Check this whole section right here. I don't even know how to write words. Sometimes they'll do that. When I was doing my mom's transcripts, I can't hear nothing. What? She always knew my what's. Man, I just didn't get any of it. I don't know what you gotta listen to that, Mom. I don't know. So you can write anything and highlight it in blue.
Okay.
And you get rid of it by hitting enter. You already figured it out. Down here, if something's weird, your reveal codes is basically the skeleton of your transcript. It's going to tell you why things are different colors. And I'm not going to go over like absolutely everything in this hour because I'm not going to overwhelm anybody. But let's say something's in a certain color. I didn't like it. I don't like the command that color is in. I'm going to go down here to my reveal codes, and you can find that up here next to your vertical notes. It says ARC-C for reveal codes. Interrupt anytime you want. Go over here. I'm going to get rid of it right here down here in my reveal codes. Let's do that one more time. Highlight it. I marked it blue. Forgot how to get rid of my scan stop. I don't know. Was it hit enter? I have no idea. Forgot. Let's go to my reveal codes and get rid of it. Let's start here. Let's get rid of it down here. Cool. Cool beans. Let's say you want to put something in your dictionary. That's pretty easy. Let's put something. Let's put plaintiff. Hopefully, I wrote plaintiff and didn't drop it somewhere. Yeah, I wrote plaintiff. Okay. I wrote plaintiff. But let's say that came up as an untranslate. let's do a job that I actually bombed. All right, this job. This dude's name was Penster. I want it to come up as, I don't know, Fender, because that was his name. His name was Fender, but I misstroked. My case catalyst knows that that's what I meant. So let me show you how to do that. This will happen if you hit Control D or Control J. It comes up with these cool options here. This will save your booty if you're taking your RPR or your qualifiers or whatever, because it'll help you guess what that word was supposed to be, because you're already overthinking and you're like, I don't even know what that is, and you kind of forget like the basics. It'll help. You need whatever prompt you need. It helps me. That's why I'm telling you. You can get these functions, these little suggestions with open with suggestions right here. If I don't want it to open with suggestions, I'm going to unclick it. It won't. Well, it will, but it re-clicked itself. So, but all you have to do is click it. It'll open. All right.
Brooke, how do you pull up your reveal codes at the bottom? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Ignore me. Ignore me.
Right here.
Ignore me.
Reveal codes. You're good.
I knew I had a question and I knew it got answered, but I forgot it got answered and I felt like I still had a question.
No, you're
I'm
good.
sorry.
Coffee. Let's have some coffee. Something really cool. You can select a word, highlight a word. Let me get rid of all these thingies. Highlight a word. Can you please state and spell your last name? And their last name is this. Okay. Don't try me today, sir. Don't go and spell your first name. Oh, my first name is this, but my last name is this. And then they're gonna go and spell their first name, Bob. So that's not what I needed. I needed your last name, which was this. And then he goes and spells it. What am I gonna do? Go like this? No, I don't get paid to do that. I'm gonna select it and I'm gonna hit this A-B. Let me tell you, there's as many times as I've needed to use this in a day. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me show you something really, really cool. Let me get out of this kind of small stuff. Go into your case catalyst screen that looks like this. You can exit out of the job. If your job looks like this, you've got a little green tab. Just exit out of it, close. You don't have to save and close unless you want to do the job. But save and close it. Go into your system files. I don't care if you have a student or professional version. Go into your system files. Go all the way down here to real-time commands dictionary. If y'all don't know about this, I'm about to blow y'all's minds. Open it. Look at all this cool stuff that you didn't put in here, but Case Catalyst gave you anyway. Let's go down here to this. What this dictionary is you know how sometimes somebody will say 10 o'clock and it comes up as 10:00:00. That's because they did a command. That's not because they're, well, maybe they are that good at steno and I'm just not, but they did a command. So they did 10 o'clock on the machine. They hit a command and then it generated as 10:00:00. That's because you guys have this and you guys are over here, so that's why I'm looking. That's because they have this dictionary. So let me show you. Let me just pick something because there's just so many things that you can mess around with. Phone number, social security. Dude, listen, I deal with so many social security numbers. So tell me your social security number. Well, and they do it on the record too. I don't know why. The only way to get your real-time commands to work is you put them in your personal dictionary. So say you put a social security number in there, you have to put it in here just like this. It doesn't matter if you write out the words or you use the number bar. It's up to you, whatever your heart tells you. You do 3333444, whatever somebody's social security number is. Then you hit this on the machine, SS, your initial S, your final S. Okay, but this isn't gonna work if you don't go like this. Copy to dictionary, personal, because you're using your personal dictionary. If you don't copy this in your personal dictionary, you're gonna come for me with pitchforks saying it didn't work. You have to copy it in your personal dictionary, which I think it's already in mine. Or if you don't want it in your personal, I don't know why you wouldn't, but you got other option down here. Copy it in your personal dictionary. Cool, now it's in your personal dictionary. Pull up a real-time file for yourself the next time you start practicing or whatever, try it. And this isn't just the only thing. This is just one thing. This is just the Social Security. You hate it when your .coms don't come up? There's a command girl, .com. You what?
Brooke, so when you go to put it in, it comes up with like the action to take: keep old text, keep new text, create conflict, or keep neither. To add it to the personal dictionary, does that mean it's already there?
That's
No.
because your brief SS is probably already social security number or social security, because mine
It
is.
is.
Yep. So that's what
Oh,
we're asking in the chat right now. So if SS is your brief for social security number, I'm guessing we would modify this command to be like add the asterisk or something.
like create a conflict.
I would encourage you not to create.
So, yeah. Don't do that.
Oh.
When you make a conflict, this is why it's important you learn a conflict-free theory. I didn't learn a conflict-free theory. Everybody can laugh, okay? Everybody can laugh. I'm 10 years into my reporting career and I still don't have there, and there figured out on my machine. Okay, I know. And I don't have any plans on figuring it out. Okay, I guess, whatever, I'm too old. This is a conflict.
I noticed that with your theirs, there, and there.
I'm not gonna remember it. I'm far beyond help. I'm not gonna be taught how to do this. I can't. It's just gonna be THAIR for all of it, okay? My poor scopist. But you see down here, this is a conflict. There. Because I have defined it to be a conflict. And if anybody wants to know how to do that, speak up or forever hold your peace. But I encourage you not to create conflict theory or have a conflict word, because you're going to bypass it in your test, and that's going to be the 1% you needed. And I can't tell you how many times I've been mad at myself. So you got a conflict here. The reason it has numbers down here, do we want this one or this one or this one? Of their potential. I want the second one. So I'm going to hit number 2 on my keyboard. Oopsies, not number 3, number 2. Dang it. Number 2. That conflict is resolved. But do you see just how much of a hassle and messy that is? Like, and if an attorney wants a rough draft and my conflict came up as that, he's gonna think, oh no, what's the rest of my transcript gonna look like? And I'm gonna be like, I don't know, sir, you hired me, not the other way around. So anyways, that's the conflict. I encourage you not to learn a conflict, but if you do, like I did, that's not the end of the world. You're just creating more work for yourself, but it's still fine. But anyways, you know how some girls do, I live on Brook Cruz Avenue, and it comes up as cap, like, girl, did you have that cap in your dictionary? No, she didn't. She had a command, cap the last 2 words. In the real-time test will get on you for that. They get on me because they're big on punctuation, capitalization. They will fail you for that. Whatever. Cap the last 3 words. Cap 3. And you know what? Maybe you're like, you know what? I don't want that. I don't want the last 4 words. So you can go up as many words as you want to. I mean, I've even created my own real-time commands. We don't have enough time to talk about it, but sit in this dictionary for as long as you can. Number conversion. All right. I want my numbers to come up because they're talking about millions. They want to sell for millions. Num. Because all my words come up as letters, because I don't like to use the number bar. If I could remove it from my machine, I would. Whatever. I use all numbers. I write it all out, but I want it to come up numerically on my transcript. Num. It goes back and turns that bunch of numbers to numbers, like actual numerical numbers in my transcript. That way my scopist doesn't have to come over here and slap me. She's like, Brooke, you're making more work for me. No, I'm not, because I got my real-time commands. Time. 10:30, does it come up as 10:30 in words? After you get done writing 10:30, hit time. Now you got 10:30. Listen, don't invite me to keep talking about this because I will. But don't forget, if you want to use it, just copy to personal dictionary. Once it's in your personal dictionary, when you go to open a job, when you want to open a translate file for yourself, go into your system files, hit that little plus section thingy right here. Select your personal dictionary. Because if you don't, Cave Catalyst isn't going to use it. They're going to use whatever they feel like. You got to tell it. You got to tell it to use. Let's say, I want to use all of my real-time commands, but I don't want to go through every single tiny, and because I've memorized all the commands, but I don't want to go through and select all of them. Select it, girl. Like your program works for you. It better with as much as this costs. But anyways, hopefully that was helpful. Does anybody have any questions so far before I go on? Because I will go on. I have 2 more things I want to show you.
So back to the SS, like, can we change those? Like, did we discover we could
Yeah, you can.
create conflict or?
Yeah, you can change it to be whatever you want. I think I've created my own commands. Let me see, how do I create my own command to change it? I know there's a way that you can change it. I think it's gonna have to be like a whole class within itself though, the real-time commands folder. So I'm gonna have to talk about like separately because there's my mother was telling me about it, and it's not just your real-time commands dictionary, it's this whole thing. Your easy speakers, you're gonna need that even while you're practicing because a lot of you guys are in California, you have to do your 4 voice. Your speakers in your Case Catalyst is going to make your 4 voice infinitely easier. You don't have to go and work harder than you have to. But yeah, you can change if you don't like the SS, you can change it to whatever you want, but I will talk about that probably next time, girl. I promise. Don't hate me. But there's one more thing I wanted to tell you. Let me pull up a job. Let me pull up a real time for myself because I want you to see it. You have to see it live. Otherwise it won't work. Has anybody been practicing? And they're like, because there's this one girl that I talk to all the time. And she's like, because I have her sit in with me on like almost every job. And she's like, how fast do you think they were talking? I don't know. Fast for me is fast is not fast for you, and the other way around. But have you ever been practicing? You're like, how fast was that? I don't know. I was practicing to a murder mystery podcast, and I want to know how fast they were talking. Let's open a file. Translate. We're going to open a file. Call it Brooklyn, because people call me Brooklyn for some reason. I had one girl, one clerk. I was in trial. She's like, Becky. I'm like, who's Becky? She thought my name was Becky. And I answered to Becky the rest of the trial. Anyways, all right. How fast am I going? Look at this. Words per minute. Oh man, I'm going like 60 words per minute. How do I pull this up? Go up to view. Go to paint. No. Go to show. Words per minute. Listen, I was shook when I found this out because I was like, how fast is this person going? So I know how hard to slap them. Okay, because they want to get their document and they will. I'm like, it can't. I love the Lord. I can't do that. I can't. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. No. But anyways, I can see how fast I'm going. Let's see. Okay, guys, I'm on my machine and I'm writing, and I feel like I'm doing really good. I feel like I'm doing, but how do I know how good I'm doing? How do I know how many untranslates I have versus translates, okay? Let me show you. Go to view. Trust me on this. Show. Translate statistics. I've got a 67.7 untranslate rate. That's horrible. I have a total of 31 strokes. I have 21 untranslates. I have 21 untranslates out of 31 words. That's horrible. But that was my day 3 days ago. So don't think that's too bad because you can still be a reporter. Anyways, I thought that, and this will stay up your whole job. Like you can put it anywhere. Let's say I want it to be like this. Put it right here. Yes, Queen, however you want it to be. You paid $5,000 for the software. You tell it what to do. You are in charge. You are the president. And that's how I want it to come up. And I can see how fast I'm going. I can also see the time right here because obviously right here isn't good enough. Case Catalyst will even tell you the time. If they just warmed up my croissant, I would be good. But anyways, does anybody have any questions? Because I'm open for 25 in the chat. Y'all been talking behind the back? Y'all been talking about me? I'm just kidding. But
I have a question how to highlight things blue, like after you get done taking a test and let's say you're like transcribing or something, but you want to go back and look at something. How would you mark it? A lot of times I'll do my tests through the edit versus the translate function. I don't know if that makes a difference. Sometimes I know it takes away like capabilities.
Yeah, the way I mark it in blue, I just do what I showed you. I just mark it right here. And I've done that during my RPR test. I've marked it in blue to go back and look.
So what did you just hit?
I did F4O,
Oh, okay.
little o, because Case Catalyst cares
Oh,
about
yep, that worked. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, let's say I wanted the westbound capitalized. Let's say I wanted this lowercase. Let's say this person's name was Testimony, but they uppercase the T. Some people have names like that. Let's say I gave you all of these hotkeys and you're like, Ray, I can't remember all these hotkeys. You're giving me anxiety. I know, I'm sorry. Go to insert format symbol up here. You don't have to write down all the hotkeys. They wrote it down for you. Remember, you're the president, okay? Let's see, uncap next. Everything starts with F4, just so you know. So you're like, okay, cool. You could do F4, F5 to uncap something next, because sometimes Case Catalyst automatically caps something at the beginning of a sentence, and I can't have that cap because it just doesn't, it's not right. I have to uncap it. So let me find something that is capped. The name Lee, okay? Well, actually, how is Lee today? Okay, I don't cap, Lee's name isn't capitalized, but Case Catalyst is gonna do it for me. I'll just uncap it. But I don't remember any of my hotkeys. It's all right here in your format symbol box. Sometimes I have to italicize things. I have to italicize case styles. Brooke versus Chelsea, my sister. Brooke versus Chelsea, that's italicized in a transcript. F4B. But is it uppercase or lower? I don't remember. Oh, it looks like it's uppercase. It's cool because I can highlight a word here, shift, parenthesis. Okay, we've only got 90 minutes for this test. We don't have a long time. We need to cut corners with like as many places and areas as we can. I don't know. I have a lot to talk about, but I said I would only be an hour. So
how do you, like, if you're in a test editing it, is there a way that you can search for like a certain word in the transcript because I find myself having to like go back through the whole thing looking for like one word.
Yeah. So let me go back to Russ. Where were they talking about Daubert hearings? Control F. Daubert.
Oh, it doesn't.
Because sometimes they'll have me read back from 8 hours in the day ago. Dude, I don't know, man. Let me do Control F. Hopefully it translated. I don't know. Let's say it didn't translate, but I know what it didn't translate as. It'll look for steno for you. Like I said, all it needs to do is make my martini and I'm good. You can look for times. I've never used like these before because I've never had a reason to. And plus, you don't need to worry about that now. You can look for text and you can look for steno. Let's look for text right now. Let's say you wrote, I don't know, a word, but like sometimes people's names can be the same as like a regular word, like Mark. Okay, you want to look for Mark. His name is Mark, but you don't want to look for Mark in exhibit. You want to look for Mark the dude. Case sensitive. Only look for the dude, the uppercase. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see Mark the exhibit or Mark my words or something like that. I want to look for the man's. I also want to look for the whole word. But maybe I don't. Maybe I want to look for, I don't know, a partial word. Any word that has MAR in it. It doesn't matter. If it has MAR in it, look for it. It doesn't have to be just the whole word. So don't look for MAR by itself. If it has MAR in the word, show me. But can you read that? Can you read that back, Madam Reporter? I don't want to go through all these 20 pages and search. I hit Control F, but it's only going to search from page 26 to 28. I need to look for an exhibit 3. Go backwards. Because I'm not going to go backwards. I'm not going backwards. Okay, now, well, this is a hearing, so there isn't going to be a exhibit 3, but, and you can look for it. Okay, so go backwards. Can't find it. Would you like me to go forwards? Yeah. So, oh, look, another conflict. No, there's not. I don't see one. Yeah, there's still a whole bunch that I could talk about with this. Close. Let's say you want to print out your jobs or something like that, but you don't want to print it out in Case Catalyst. Open it up, hit print. Don't rush your computer. It knows you're rushing it. Go up here, not to your printer. You don't want to do that. I've done that before. I've accidentally started printing a job. And let me tell you, your mother will remind you how expensive printer ink is. Anyways, go down here to Stenograph PDF printer. Yes, it has its own Adobe looking thingy inside of it. Hit that. Print it. Save it. It's going to print it as a PDF for you. Save. It already exists for me. I've already printed it because an attorney just absolutely had to have it. So hit yes. How do I know it's printed, Brooke? I don't know if I actually did it. Go down here to job details. Boom, PDF. You've made a PDF. Congrats. You can thumbtack it here if you don't want it to go away. There's thumbtacks everywhere. Just don't step on one. Guys, I could keep going, but it's 10:59. Unless anybody has any other questions. But other than that, how do you make suitcases? What do these different colored folders mean? What does this job state mean? Why is it different? What are these little music notes? There's a ton. So if you would like to know more, just let me know. But if you want me to do another Case Cat training thing, like I said, it's only for beginners. So if you were bored the whole time, I'm sorry. maybe I'll play some NSYNC in the background while I'm writing and you can be a little entertained. But unless anybody
Thank you,
has
Brooke.
anytime girlfriend, I saw you post something about Case Catalyst, but it just didn't click. Didn't click. That you wanted to know.
Me, what I like needed. Oh, that like I needed help with everything.
Yep.
Yep. And so do all of us. It's overwhelming to think about. And well, the thing is that like I've been to a couple of conventions and they usually do software training for like one of the seminars, and it's really great to be there and see everything, but it's super overwhelming too because so much of it is like we don't even know that we need to know that or why we're going to need to know that. Like it's just so far advanced, it gets overwhelming, and I think we get really complacent just knowing like how to do basic editing stuff. So yeah, I think this is great. Thank you for your time.
Well, plus it helps you with your test. I mean, I'm not trying to teach you how to do a transcript. Who cares about a transcript right now? Like this is going to help you with, because it helped me with my test. If
Yeah.
I have word suggestions pop up in my transcript while I was writing in the job, I mean, my brain is already in overdrive. I need my program to work for me while I'm testing, or if I have to read back or something like that. How do I make my Q&As come up every single time? Case Catalyst
Yeah.
will help you. So there's a ton that will help you as a student. I'm not trying to teach you as a because if you were a professional case cat, I'll be like, hey, look at this, what this thing could do. But a student can find that completely useless.
Right, exactly. That's why this is so great because at the conventions and stuff, it's just like I don't understand what that is. It looks cool. I'm happy everybody else is excited about it, but I just learned how to search for one word in my transcript today. So little things will add up at the end, I'm sure.